Assalamualaikum students, hope you are doing well. This is Kinzai Rahim, your HM102 instructor. In our last lecture, we looked into the basic parts of a formal research report. We got to know that a research report is composed of three basic parts: preliminary section, then we have the main body, and finally the supplementary section. Okay, and we actually read about the introduction section in detail. Okay, so today we are going to begin with the literature review. Let's get started. After the introduction section, we move to the literature review. Okay, a literature review is a survey of scholarly sources that provides an overview of a particular topic. Literature reviews are a collection of the most relevant and significant publications regarding that topic in order to provide a comprehensive look at what has been said on the topic and by whom. Okay, the basic components of a literature review include a description of the publications, okay, a summary of the publication's main points, a discussion of the gaps in research, and evaluation of the publication's contribution to the topic. For instance, if your research topic is child labor in Pakistan, okay, there might be another person who might have researched on the same topic, okay, so you will be citing that person. Okay, in order to make your research sound authentic, you will be actually citing him and you will be giving a brief overview of his research. Okay, you will be writing down his name along with the year in which that article was published, in which he actually represented his findings. Okay, a brief description of his research will be given in that. Okay, the summary of his main points, okay, regarding child labor, and you also discuss the gaps. Okay, for instance, if that person has researched on impact of child labor on Pakistan's economy, okay, therefore he might not have provided the solutions in that research, whereas in your research you are focusing on the solutions. So there was a gap that existed in his research, okay, that he just focused on the impact. He did not focus on the causes or the solutions, whereas your research will be focusing on them. Okay. To put it simply, a literature review provides a thorough background of the topic by giving your reader a guided overview of the major findings. People, if you are working on a particular topic and somebody has already written on that topic, you may cite him in your research. This will make your research sound more authentic and credible. Okay, the purpose of the literature review is to dive into the existing debates on the topic to learn about various schools of thought and arguments. If you find something that doesn't help answer your research questions or your research objectives, you do not have to read or include it. Okay, only those seminal works need to be included which are related to your topic. Okay. Okay, people, whenever it comes to a research report and when you are writing an introduction or any part of your research report, at times it happens that you might want to quote somebody. Okay, so if you are citing somebody, okay, it's very important that you include a reference. Okay, references can be in the form of in-text citations as well as end-text citations. Okay, in-text citations are usually given within the report. Okay, you basically give a particular reference within the body of the report. Okay, and end-text citations are those references which are included in the terminal section. Okay? People, there are a lot of formats that we follow for referencing. We have an APA format, okay, American Psychological Association format, MLA, Chicago, etc. But our prime focus will be on APA format and we'll be focusing on this. As far as the formats are concerned, we will actually be looking into them in our upcoming lectures, okay? If you're quoting the work of somebody else in your research, make sure that you mention the source, okay, the name of the author as well as the year in which his work was published. Okay, you might want to cite someone else's ideas in your own words, which means that you might summarize his quotations. And at times, you can also give direct quotations without having to summarize them. Okay, you may have a short quotation or a long quotation. Okay. Students, one thing has to be kept in mind that whenever you are quoting somebody in your literature review, you basically write down his last name. Okay? You do not give the first name of that person. For instance, if somebody is named as Muhammad Ali, you won't be stating Muhammad 2002 states that. Okay? But you will be writing it as Ali 2002 states that. Okay? Last name along with the date of publication. Okay? People, there are different strategies which are used to actually cite a particular author in your report. Okay, if you have a single author, okay, if a particular article was written by one person, okay, then what you will do is that you will list his last name along with the year in which his article was published. Okay, 1993 here does not mean that he was born in 1993. It basically represents that in which year his article was published. Okay, so the last name of the person along with the year in which his article was published in parentheses. Okay, and then you give further details, explores, okay, describes the conflicts, okay, between people in nature. Okay, so in this case you will be summarizing somebody else's work in your own words. Okay, how about if a book or an article cited by you is composed of two authors? In such a situation, you list their last names, okay, for both the authors. Okay, in this case, Hedrick is the last name of the author, okay, and Bob is also the last name of another author. Okay, they have, say, written one book for that purpose, okay, or one journal article for that purpose. Okay, and there is a sign of and between them, and after that you can see that the year is given in parentheses. Okay, and then what they did, their contribution, that's written. People, one of very important things is that for instance, if we have the same last names for both the authors, say both authors have last names of Bob, okay, so what to do in such a situation? You will be stating the last names of both the authors then. Bob and Bob state that, okay, Bob and Bob 1986 compared the blood viscosity. Okay, how about if your source has three or more authors? How to give their contributions in that? So, what you do is you write down the name of the first author. In this case, the first author's name is Hearst, and then you write et al. In place of other authors. Okay, you do not give their names for that purpose. Say a particular book was written by Hearst, Bob, and Hedrick. And Hearst is the first author. Therefore, while citing them, what you will do is that you will be writing the name of the first author, Hearst, and in place of Bob and Hedrick, you will be writing et al. Et al is a Latin abbreviation for and others, and it must be italicized. After writing et al, you put a full stop and then in parentheses you write down the year. Okay? Okay, people, how about if you are quoting the works of somebody else word by word? Okay? For instance, if somebody has given a definition to a particular phenomena, okay, that cannot be paraphrased, okay, what you do is that you actually write down that definition, okay, in the beginning, okay, and at the end you basically write down the name of the person, okay, in parentheses, followed by a comma, followed by another comma, and then the page number. The page number must be listed in such a manner that you write down P dot page number and then you close the bracket. Okay, writing down the page number is very important when you are actually quoting somebody word for word, if you are actually writing down somebody's definition, etc. Okay, page number basically depicts the actual page of that book or journal article on which this definition was stated. Okay? Therefore, in quotations less than 40 words, you include quotation marks whenever you are actually citing somebody else's words. Okay? Also, after the quotation marks, you do not put a full stop or a comma. You just give a reference in that, okay, in parentheses, and after you are done with that, you put a full stop after ending your parentheses. Okay, how about if you have multiple authors? Okay, first you give the quotation in the similar manner, then you write down in parentheses Movan et al, okay, the name of the first author, okay, then after a full stop you give a comma, year of publication, then again a comma, page number, P dot page number, and then you close your parenthesis, okay, and you put a full stop after that. Okay, in case you are writing a short quotation or a definition by a single author, then you have to write down his last name, okay, in parentheses, comma, year of publication, again a comma, then P representative of page number dot page number 47, and then you close the parenthesis, and after that you put a full stop. Okay, for direct quotes of more than 40 words, meaning long quotes, you basically display the quote as an indented block of text without quotation marks, and you include the author's names, year, and page number in parentheses at the end of the quote. Okay? For example, if you consider this example, one researcher has identified a key factor for management sources communication. Okay, after this he has placed a colon. Okay, so as you can see, the lines that I have actually highlighted, they are indented. Okay, meaning they are not along the margins. Okay, which means that you will be writing down the quotation of the person in indented form. Okay, people citing long quotations are quite different from citing short quotations. Okay, when you are citing long quotations, you do not use quotation marks. Okay, but you indent the quotation for that purpose. Okay, After you are done with the quotation, okay, you put a full stop, okay, but we do not put a full stop after we complete the quote in a short quotation, okay. And then you write down the name of the person followed by a comma, year, and page number in parenthesis, okay. And after this we do not put a full stop, okay. If you just look into this example, no full stop has been placed after what has been written in the parenthesis. Name of the author, comma, year, comma, page number, okay. So everything is enclosed in the parenthesis and we do not have a full stop after that, okay. How about if you're not quoting somebody? You are just summarizing their work, okay, you are just paraphrasing and you are actually translating their work into your own words and you are stating that, okay. What you do in such a scenario, that you write down the name of the person followed by the year in parenthesis and you begin with the statement, Sarah 2015 states that, Ali 2012 states that. Only the year needs to be in parentheses, okay. How about if you are starting your sentence with according to Sarah, okay, then what you will do is that you will state the last name of the author, you will write down the year of publication in parentheses and you will place a comma after that and you will begin with the quote, okay, in your own words, okay. Students will stop here. I do believe that you have understood everything. In case you have any ambiguity, feel free to write to me via Google Forms. Thank you so much.